I kept dreaming of a world I thought I'd never see. And then, one day, I got in.
Technology is pushing our economy in a direction that makes it harder and harder for many Americans to get by based upon this current I trade my time for money model.
This is such a bleak forecast. It's very strange when we stop and think about all the different things that human beings find value in as far as their occupation. Like, hey, I'm a this, I'm a that, this is what I do. And the idea that these things are all going to go away is it's kind of disturbing.
And when I was digging into the research, Joe, it's been happening and it's tearing us apart. I mean, I referenced the fact that, so here are some things that are all-time or multi-decade highs right now in the United States of America. Suicide, drug overdoses, anxiety and depression, mental problems, financial insecurity, people being unable to pay their bills. All of these things are at record highs. So there have been studies as to what happens to your mind when you can't pay your bills. And when you can't pay your bills, you're like stressing out. It's like, if I pay this, I can't pay that. And there's like always the time money trade-off. It's like, oh, if I spend extra time commuting, maybe I can save a couple bucks. And so what it does is it actually constrains your bandwidth to a point that your functional IQ goes down by 13 points, or one standard deviation. So just if you say to someone, hey, here's a bill you can't pay, and then you give them an IQ test, their score actually goes down by 13 points. A lot. That's like a really huge effect. Yeah. And so what we're doing right now, Joe, is we're actually making our population less rational, less reasonable, more impulsive, more subject to bad ideas. Not the speculative future, it's that we've been doing this for years, and it's actually pushing our population into a mindset of scarcity, of nastiness. And that's why universal basic income is so crucial, because it gets the boot off of people's throats, and it replaces the mindset of scarcity with a mindset of abundance and rationality and optimism and capacity. Like, I'm an entrepreneur, you're an entrepreneur. I'll tell you, very, very few entrepreneurs start businesses at a scarcity where they're like, oh, I can't pay my bills, I guess I'm gonna like start a new company. This is enlightened self-interest for us all. It's like progress should be something we're excited about. There is a world where we're celebrating the fact that the truckers are getting liberated from their trucks. So we're really inverting this mindset of like scarcity and take, and being like, look, there's like plenty to go around. We're like the richest and most advanced society in the history of the world. And we can make lives better just by coming together as a people. There's nothing stopping the majority of citizens in a democracy from voting ourselves a dividend.
I love the idea, man. I really do.
And so the goal is to try and make it so that people are actually able to be happy about the inevitable. It was a quote in my book. Bismarck was like, if we're going to go through a revolution, you'd rather undertake it than undergo it. It's like if the revolution's coming, then we need to get in front of it and start making it work for us instead of just waiting for it to tear us apart.
Well, I love the idea, and it would be amazing if you won. I mean, it really would be fascinating. And like I said, I've done a complete 180 on the idea of universal basic income.